Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to Sandwich Caravan. So this is a simple game that it is using Unreal Engine 5. It is now on Steam Fests. It's a demo and it is planned to be released in 2024, but who knows when. There is no release date specified. So optimizations and gameplay and graphics can have some differences comparing to the release date, but still I decided to take it for a spin because Unreal Engine 5 and because I have seen some videos about it before somewhere, which I don't know, and I thought that it was an interesting indie title to take some tests about it. So what we have to choose in here is resolution, a preset between low, medium, high and epic or max. And you have an FPS toggle, an FPS limiter toggle that you can choose, a drop down, which you can choose between 30, 60, 120, well, you know the drill. And basically I decided to take the game for a spin, and the game by default comes with Epic and utilizes the entire VRAM, but I decided to change and benchmark all the presets as usual. And the low settings have an impressive performance, so you can expect a frame rate hovering about, above 100 frames per second. You still have shadow maps and a lot of stuff. You don't have any screen space reflections or any of that by using the low settings. Also, the draw distance and level of detail, it is quite low. It's quite distracting in my opinion. Then I decided to change the game to medium settings, and the medium setting seems to be the best fit if you want to play the game with 60 frames per second with the GTX 1650 Super, at least at the time of this video. One of the major differences that I've noticed inclusion of ambient occlusion. I've noticed that screen space reflections was enabled, and I noticed that the shadows were very different. Possibly it is using the shadow virtualized maps from Unreal Engine 5, which is a demanding feature from Unreal Engine 5, which the shadows have contact hardening their contact hardening feature. So it's a little bit like the Nvidia PSS shadows that we had in the past. So the more close the shadow is to the player or to the object is more rough. The more far away it gets more diffuse, much more soft. It looks like it was using that, but I'm not entirely sure. And by using median settings at 1080p, you can expect a frame rate above 60 frames per second. While I would love to play with high or epic, I really cannot play like that. If you enable high settings, for example, you will be enable lumen. Alright, I'm not sure if it is using an nanite or not, but it is using lumen after the high settings. So whatever, if you use high or epic, it will be using lumen, and there is a huge difference in the lighting, especially in inside environments or more darker environments, interiors. The difference in graphics, it is huge, but as well as the frame rate, the differences. All right, on the high settings, I was able to get an experience above than 30 frames per second. About 40, sometimes 37, sometimes 50. It depends where you are looking at it, but yeah, it's not 60 frames per second, and so I can't really recommend unless you want to play like that. But for me, median settings, which is the settings that I'm starting to show at the moment, it is my recommended settings at 1080p for this card if you want to play at 60 frames per second. But if you don't have any issue with playing with 30 frames per second, I would say that 1080p high settings, it is fine, and you will have lumen and all the most of the visual features from Unreal Engine 5. You also have epic, but I didn't really notice too much of a difference between high to epic. Possibly bigger level of details or more distance, I don't know, and more refined lumen, but for me it looked pretty much the same, to be honest. And also the difference in performance, it is also very small regarding the difference between high and epic. Then I moved on to 1440p. 1440p on both settings provides an experience above than 60. The median settings, it is overall above than 30 or 40. It was pretty fine. High settings, well, it was a disaster. It was performing under than 30 frames per second, and I've started to notice some VRAM issues, textures that didn't load, so I immediately discarded high settings 1440p from the video. 4K, I only tried with low settings, and despite I did record it, it is very glitchy. So probably it is a VRAM issue or whatnot. Shadows get very squared. There is something wrong with the lighting. I will put the blames on the VRAM. Possibly is not enough to feed the 4K low settings, so it's hard to recommend. So my recommendation, if you have a 1080p screen, it is pretty easy. If you want to play at 60 frames per second, go with median. If you want to play with something in between 30 to 60 or above than 30, go with the high settings and enjoy Lumen. As for 1440p, if you want to target 60 frames per second, I would go with low settings. If you want to target something in between or above than 30, go with median settings. 4K, it is out of the question. And again, keep in mind that this can change. This is just the Steam Fest demo. We have no release date yet for the game, so a lot of stuff can change. Optimization, demandingness or not, bug fixing. Well, you know, many things can change regarding that. I just wanted to have an idea if you would be able to play this and how. And the good news is that the GTX 1650 Super, whatever if you go with Lumen or not, you will be able to play Sandwich Caravan. Alright, so it's a game for the future that you will be able to enjoy if you want and buy. I'm sorry, my baby is crying, so I guess I need to go. So guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.